A royal dilemma. The grand finale. Knight Zarek stepped forward and stabbed me. Almost. Because just as the knife skimmed the fabric over my stomach, Evan broke out of his guard's grip and slammed into Zarek, sending him sprawling onto the floor. But before Evan could recover his balance, the knight sweep-kicked his legs out from under him. My best friend attempted to draw his knife, but the enemy twisted it out of his hands before he could get a steady grip. Evan sprang to his feet, desperately searching for a weapon, but there were none. This was a perfectly planned trap. Knight Zarek smiled the smile of a predator about to feast. And then, in one swift movement, he stabbed my best friend. "Evan!" I shrieked, and tugged against the guard holding me. "Let me go!" His eyes widened in shock, and then he stumbled, landing on his hands and knees. The Queen came up to me and pulled the books out of my pocket. "I'll be taking these now." She walked over to a nearby lantern and opened its oil hatch. "Now it's time for me to finish this once and for all." Next to me, Adella started sobbing. "Why, Mother? I trusted you." "Exactly, and she never did. You would do anything I wanted, but she would never." She slowly moved the books closer to the open flames as she spoke. "Now, darling, crying makes you ugly. Once this is all over, I will find you a nice prince to marry, and I will crown you queen." Her laughter rang out in the large room. "But not really, of course. I think I'll keep those pesky children alive so that you'll do anything I say. And if you don't," she made a cutting motion across her neck with her hand, "they will end up like your father. And with the books gone, nobody can stop me." "Ma'am!" Knight Zarek yelled suddenly, but it was too late. Kiko ran by and snatched the books out of her hand. "Aha! Not so fast, evil lady." The Queen gasped, then scoffed. "You can't stop me. No one can." "Aye, not alone, dummy." Then the entire group of court members entered the ballroom, most of them still wearing their pajamas. The Queen gasped and glanced around frantically. "I didn't do anything. I just got attacked by these." "Ooh, good save. But they heard it all. Your reign of terror is over." "No, I'm innocent, no!" she shrieked as guards who were loyal to Adella grabbed the Queen and the disloyal guards and took them away. "Kiko, you did it!" Harper and Harmony wrapped her in a big hug, but then they broke down into sobs and told her what happened after she left. "Diamond." "Evan!" I scrambled over and dropped down next to him. "Evan, please be okay!" He smiled up at me weakly. As his eyes closed, my heart leapt into my throat. "We need a doctor now!" Harper bolted away and came back a few moments later with a doctor. The doctor pushed us all aside and began working tirelessly to help Evan in any way he could. I stared down at his pale face from where I sat beside him, and a tear trickled down my cheek. Behind me, I could hear Kiko's concerned voice. "Is Diamond crying?" A few moments later, the doctor broke the uncomfortable silence.
"There's a high chance that if he doesn't wake up, he won't make it."
A collective gasp rang out around the group. We sat in silence for what felt like forever. At one point in time, I heard Adella usher everyone out of the room, but I still sat by his side.
"The longer it takes for him to wake up, the less likely he is to survive,"
the doctor had said some time ago. Tears began rolling down my cheeks. "I'm sorry, Evan. This is all my fault." I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that I had caused this, and I had to fix it somehow. "If only I hadn't stolen that purse. You saved me so many times, and all I ever did was treat you like trash. Please don't leave me, Evan. I need you. I promise never to steal again. Please, Evan, please just wake up." By now, a shallow puddle was surrounding me on the floor, but I didn't care anymore. I slipped my hand into his and cried in silence. Sometime later, I woke up to someone calling my name, probably the doctor telling me to leave.
"Diamond?"
Wait, that sounded like... I opened my eyes. Evan was awake, propped up on one arm, grinning at me. "Evan, you didn't leave me!" I leapt at him and hugged him, while beginning to sob once again. "I thought... the doctor said... you were..." Evan gently wrapped his arms around me.
"It's okay, Diamond. I heard what you said, and it's not your fault."
"He's alive!" Our friends rushed in from several doors on the edges of the room to happily crowd around Evan. I smiled at my best friend. "Guess you're really popular."
"Yep, but there's still one thing we need to do, Queen Diamond."
The next day, we stood in the castle courtyard surrounded by the entire town as the court official crowned Adella the new queen. Holding the crown, the official asked her,
"Do you promise to do what is best for the kingdom and its people?"
With her head held high, she spoke. "I promise." He placed the crown on her head and then bowed low.
"We have our new queen!"
The crowd went wild, throwing roses and other gifts. "Long live Queen Adella!" Beside me, Evan nudged me with his shoulder.
"What made you do it?"
"What? Oh, you mean give her the throne?" He nodded. "I'm just not cut out to be queen. She obviously knows what she's doing." Just then, Adella's voice cut over the crowd. "And for my first act, I am going to have Evan and Princess Diamond trained to be knights once they recover, and Kiko as well if she wants to." I blinked in surprise. A knight? Well, it was better than a thief. Evan grinned at me.
"Now that sounds like fun. I bet I would be a great knight."
I chuckled at that. "Is that a challenge?" After that day, peace returned to Avalon. The new queen gave Harper and Harmony jobs as the head seamstresses, which they accepted with lots of happy squealing. As for Adella's mother and Zarek, they remained locked deep in the dungeon where no one can hear the ex-queen's angry rambling. Except for Zarek. Poor guy. Once we had both healed up, Evan and I enrolled in a night school, and once we graduated, we traveled all across the kingdom helping those in need. And that is where our story comes to an end.